WordPress recommends Bluehost for a reason. It's one of the most beginner-friendly WordPress hosting options out there. But let's be honest, it's still WordPress. There's a lot going on, which is why I'm here with a Bluehost tutorial. Before starting the setup, you'll need to choose a Bluehost WordPress hosting plan. There are 3 options available, and you can grab any of them at the lowest possible price using my Bluehost discount by simply scanning this QR code or clicking the link in the description. Here's a quick heads up before you decide. Bluehost's intro prices are some of the lowest out there, especially with the discount. Just keep in mind that, like most providers, the renewal rates do jump later on, so it's something to be aware of. With that said, let me help you choose the right plan. If you want the best balance between performance and value, the business plan is the way to go. It offers 5 times more NVMe storage than the starter plan and can handle much higher traffic for a relatively small price difference. But if you're just starting out and want to keep costs low, the starter plan is totally fine. Most other providers don't even offer NVMe storage, and here you get it with the entry-level plan. I'll be using this plan for this Bluehost WordPress tutorial. It includes everything you need to get a WordPress site up and running without overthinking things. Plus, every Bluehost plan comes with a free domain for the first year. So go ahead and pick your plan, create your account, and choose your domain name. I usually recommend picking a domain later, but if you already have a clear idea in mind, you can lock it in right away. Once you fill in your details and complete the purchase, you're ready to move on with the Bluehost hosting setup. Once you're inside your Bluehost account, you'll notice the dashboard is pretty easy to navigate. Before installing WordPress, take a quick look around. Your domain settings are right here. SSL is usually activated automatically, and you can manage everything either through Bluehost's custom dashboard or switch to the classic cPanel if you're an old head who's used to it. You'll also see where your backups and security tools live, so if you ever need to restore your site or check for issues, this is exactly where you'll go. Alright, now let's actually get WordPress running. Let me show you how to install WordPress in Bluehost. Just click on WordPress in the dashboard and start the quick installation. The one-click install handles everything automatically, which is why Bluehost and WordPress are basically synonymous. For the onboarding, we're going with the AI Site Creator. It only needs a title, your site's language, and a simple prompt describing what you want your website to be about. Next, you can upload your logo. After that, the AI generates 3 starter designs you can preview and choose from. Once you pick the one you like, click Select and Customize, and you'll be taken into the WordPress block editor. This is a clean drag and drop system where everything, text, images, buttons, columns, and more is treated as a block. Honestly, half the learning curve is just remembering that everything is a block. Let me show you how it works. Click the plus icon to add new elements. Click directly on text to edit it, and use the sidebar on the right to adjust fonts, spacing, colors, and any other settings that block offers. Bluehost also includes Wonder Blocks, which adds even more block options. And compared to standard WordPress elements, the Bluehost Wondersuite Builder is just far superior. Moving things around is as simple as it gets. You can use the drag handle on the left side of each block or the up and down arrows to nudge blocks into place. Everything stays nicely aligned, so you're not constantly fixing tiny layout issues. The trade-off is that it does limit flexibility if you want true pixel-level customization. For more advanced layouts like columns or full-width sections, you can use group, columns, or cover blocks. When you're happy with the layout, click Preview to see how everything looks and Update to save your changes. The same approach applies to blog posts later on, and even if you're building a simple landing page, adding a few posts can help improve your search engine optimization. Now let's move on to themes. If you want a more traditional WordPress theme instead of the Bluehost blueprint one created by the AI, head to Appearance and then Themes. I recommend starting with WordPress.org themes, which you can access right at the top. The library is massive, but if you're not sure where to begin, Ocean WP is one of my all-time favorites, and it's still a great choice today. You can also explore third-party marketplaces like ThemeForest if you need something more niche. Just keep in mind that many free themes have premium versions, so some advanced features may be locked behind an upgrade. The good news is that you can install and delete as many themes as you want, so feel free to experiment until something feels right. And unlike most website builders, switching themes here won't delete your content. It only changes how your site looks. Once you install a theme, click Customize to open the Bluehost for WordPress Customizer. This is where you can adjust things like colors, fonts, your logo, header layout, and more. You get a live preview as you make changes, which is super helpful if you're new and want to see exactly what your edits will look like before saving them. WordPress and Bluehost also gives you access to a lot of extra elements inside your pages and posts, far more than you'd get with a plain WordPress setup. Your site also needs a few core pages like home, about, services, and contacts. The builder may have already created some of these for you, but if anything is missing, you can use Wonderblocks to insert ready-made page templates and customize them just like before. Once your pages are ready, head to Appearance and then Menus to build your navigation. Create a menu, add your pages, and assign it to your header. After that, you can even enable automatic page additions so new pages are added to your menu without any extra work. So that covers the basics of how to use the Bluehost editor, but I want to give you a quick heads up about posts versus pages, since beginners often get confused here. Pages are the static, permanent parts of your site, while posts are used for ongoing blog content. To see how posts work, go to Post, then add New. Give it a title, and start adding blocks just like before. Preview your post, make any changes you want, and hit Publish when it's ready. WordPress relies heavily on plugins. So next in this Bluehost tutorial 2026, let's take a look at a few plugins that are likely to be useful for your website. Plugins are great for adding new features, but try not to overload your site, since too many can slow things down. The good news is that Bluehost already includes built-in caching, so you don't need to install a separate caching plugin right away. I do recommend a lightweight security plugin like Jetpack or WordFence though, and Updraft Plus works well if you want extra control over backups beyond Bluehost's built-in system. Akismet is a simple way to reduce spam comments, and Google Sitekit lets you connect Google Analytics and Search Console in just a few clicks. If you want to focus on SEO, Yoast SEO is one of the easiest plugins to start with, thanks to its beginner-friendly checklist. Installing plugins is very straightforward. Just search for what you need, click install, then activate. Most plugins guide you through a short setup process, and if something isn't clear, checking the plugin page or watching a quick tutorial usually helps. It's also important to check plugin ratings and read a few reviews, since there are plenty of buggy or outdated plugins that can break your site or waste your time. I also recommend avoiding plugins that do the same thing or downloading plugins from unofficial sources, as those can sometimes contain malware. Once your plugins are installed and configured, your site should be ready to go. With that said, it's time to wrap up this quick and straight to the point Bluehost WordPress tutorial. I can't cover everything there is to know about WordPress Bluehost since it's a pretty extensive platform, but if you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. So now it's your turn to host your website on Bluehost. Grab the discount from the description to save some money, get everything set up, and you're good to go. Thanks for watching. Peace.